Welcome to Celebrating Everyday People, where we recognize those amazing people doing amazing work out there. My co host is Malcolm Berman, and my name is Yana Larson. You can find us on malcolmpresents.com and on Malcolm's YouTube. We also have a Facebook page, and we're on Buzzsprout and all major directories and beyond as we enhance our online presence.
We're every
Today,
place.
Today, our guest is A. Marie B. Thomas Brown. A. Marie is committed to helping people find peace, unity, and love. Residing in Atlanta, Georgia, they have traveled to North and Central America, the Middle East, Africa, the Caribbean, and the West Indies, gaining insights into various cultures. A. Marie authored The Reformation of a Nation, the United State of Remembrance, which addresses spiritual challenges from the global pandemic. They support individuals in healing and finding inner peace through breathwork and meditation. Additionally, A. Marie serves as a speaker, doula, Reiki practitioner, caregiver, and friend, embodying their dedication to healing and presence in all their roles. Welcome, A. Marie. It's so
Oh,
good to
thank
have
you. Thank you so much, Jana. And Malcolm.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well,
So,
you seem to be a good companion for someone. I
I
mean,
do.
for the world.
I love that. A companion to the world. I think I love that.
add
Yes.
that.
Because
Yes.
Well, and that's
you
especially important now.
you do
Exactly.
everything from birth to
To
through the
death.
life and through death.
Yeah, exactly. I
And
like
Or
that, Malcolm.
I
and
don't know if you call it death. What do you call it? Going to another
Rebirth. Rebirth.
sphere?
Transition. Yeah, I don't call it death.
No, it's
Yeah. Isn't that something? I told you I was a death doula, but you thought that maybe it wouldn't be called that, and it's not. I actually refer to it as the beginning as the birth cycle and the ending as a rebirthing cycle. So, yeah.
I
well,
like that.
my thing was, which I was my joke, is there life after birth?
Ah,
I'm not worried about life after death. I'm worried about life after birth.
that's really good because it's how we live the in between, right?
Yeah.
That are we really living? Are we existing? Taking up space? Yeah.
So in this rebirth, are we born into another dimension of time and space,
I
or what do
I
you think?
I like to think that we are going home, like we come into this in between. I like to say that this is a fragmented existence because it's I think I like to think that we're fragments of a great whole, and we all have a different expression of that fragment. And so in the in between state, this physical dimension, we all are sectioned off with these physical bodies. And but we all have a piece of that great whole. And once we exit out from this physical dimension, then we rejoin that great whole in our full capacity. That's the way I like to look at it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm not. I've experienced. I think one major person who I knew that I was there when she died,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember, and we had to turn the life support system off.
Okay.
And I remember we had a family around there, and when they turned the support system off, within like less than a second,
Mm-hmm.
you could tell she wasn't there
She
anymore.
wasn't.
But it was
Mhm.
literally her body was there,
Yep.
but she wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was a very funny feeling because
You could feel it.
I
Yeah.
almost felt a spirit leave, but it wasn't her anymore. It was
Mm-hmm.
her body. I don't
Absolutely.
know where the rest of her went.
Yeah. Someplace else
Yeah, and
Wherever
then
other than here.
she went without pain, and because death doesn't it's not painful.
Not painful. Yeah.
Pain is
no,
getting
her
more.
pain was gone.
It's gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't
and
know where she went and whether I mean that's what I wonder. That's where I am. I know I'm living here now and I have my mind.
So let me ask you, Malcolm. So when when you think of this person, do you feel her like you would feel her as if she were alive, or do you feel distant from her when you think of her now? Does it feel the same?
I know I feel she's somewhere because it was funny because she was a traveler.
Okay.
She didn't have one location. She used to go around the world. And
Okay.
every
I
time she
like
went
that.
around the world, she'd always, we were just friends, good friends.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
she would leave my number as a reference point, or you
Mm,
can contact me, or uh,
okay.
you can contact me at. So I would always get mail for her or calls for her.
Yeah.
And I would get like letters from her, like if 3, 4 years after she had passed.
Mm.
And I wasn't sure whether she was trying to contact me.
Huh.
That was my mind. It was like I would always say, if there was a way, it's like Houdini. If there's a way
Oh
of getting
yeah.
back, he'd be back. I'm thinking if there's a way of getting back, she'd come back and contact me.
Wow. But you're saying, am I hearing you right? You said you got letters from her 3 and 4 years
No, I didn't
after?
get letters for her, not from her.
Ah,
It was a
okay.
mail that was addressed to me, to
Okay.
her name and care of me.
Okay. So it's like it's a way of her still contacting you, letting you know that she's okay or just making contact with you.
Right. That's what I was saying. Is she trying to contact me
I would
from
think.
another sphere?
I would say yes. I would definitely say yes, for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Weird story. When my mom was dying and we were all able to be there with her virtually, some of the us that were there physically, but I was there virtually. And it was getting closer to when she passed, the minister, I had said, whenever I find a feather, I think of my dad. And it's still
Mm,
always looking for feathers. And whenever if I want to go, hi dad, um, the
mm,
minister asked me, what will you think of that will make you think of your mom or think that your mom is, there
yeah.
somehow. Hearts, because we're, of Danish ancestry and Danes are very into their hearts.
Mm,
So now I have this heart-shaped dark brown spot on my hand.
oh.
And I it might have been there before, but it definitely looks like a heart. I could hold it up, but you wouldn't be able to see it. So I told this
Oh.
to my son. And I said, "So yeah, I've got this heart-shaped brown spot on my hand, and so I think maybe it's mom." And he goes, "Do you think maybe it's something you should mention to the doctor about your dark spots?" And I'm like, "You missed the point."
Right, right. Got to bring that edge of reality back into it, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't there when I kind of had a similar experience with my brother, Yana. Um, I got to be there when both my mother transitioned. I was with her. My father, no, but my brother, he had leukemia, and I was on. Some of my siblings were there with my mother in the room, but I was there virtually. And I remember we knew it was at the end, and my brother liked to laugh, but I mean, we were all knowing that he could be gone within a day or so, right? And so it got to a place where we were in the sitting, we were all just sitting there, it was just pregnant silence. And my brother's here on a morphine pump in excruciating pain. And he says, come on, y'all laugh. And we're sitting here like, God, it took everything in us like to give him this dying or ending wish to laugh. It's like, it was
Um,
the hardest thing to do to I know he wants this, but we're all like knowing that this is ending, right? Like we won't see him again. And I don't know. I think it took my sister or my mother said, "Oh, remember the time this," and so we started like chuckling, but then we ended up full belly laughing before we. I'm glad we did because when that call ended, they weren't gone an hour, and my brother was gone. So imagine if we weren't. I'm so glad we were able to find laughter, like to give him what he wanted, but it was so hard. It was
oh,
so
geez.
hard.
Yeah, it's interesting. I recently found out that I had a half sister.
Okay.
Really?
No, no, I a half sister she would have been 100 and change, but
Oh,
she had a daughter that's now I'm her uncle, and the
okay.
daughter is like about 70 years old now. But
Wow.
Wow.
but the thing is, which I thought is because of her daughter, now my father has somebody else that he's not dead, that he's alive
Mm, I like
within
that.
her. I mean, now as I get older, and he's been dead now 60 years or 65 years.
Mm.
So, more and more people don't know who he was
Yeah,
because they're dead.
right.
But now all of a sudden she's there, so he's still alive in a way.
Yeah.
Wow. You
And
know,
and
it's go ahead,
and
Malcolm.
and then I was thinking of I don't know if you saw a show Finding Your Roots.
Yes.
Finding Your Roots is a show. I'm forgetting it's Gates, and I'm forgetting his first two names.
Oh, I know, Louis Gates. I know the show you're
Yeah,
talking about. Hmm.
which they do is they chase back generations. I mean, they go back to
Yes.
if you know you came from Africa or if you know you came from Europe, they go back to
Hmm.
find out your great grandparents and your grandparents, and all of a
Hmm.
sudden these people come alive again.
Hmm.
It's amazing because and a lot of celebrities and a lot of non-celebrities, but they think of their great grandparents, 200 years ago or 300 years ago,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden these people become alive again to them.
Yeah.
So are these people truly dead? Or are they
Exactly.
alive?
Two things come to mind when I heard you talking. One, I recently had a very similar thought because my grandchildren. I'm thinking, okay, 60 is still young to a lot of people, but I'm 60, and I was
Young.
thinking like, I know you just had a what? You just had a birthday.
70.
I
70.
know, I know. I have friends in 70s and 80s.
I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but you're a kid.
Please do tell me, Malcolm. How old?
I'm an
One,
it was an octogenarian.
You're not 80. There's no way.
I'm
No,
82.
no, you are
I
not.
know. That's I said I hope
Malcolm,
I know. I know. I know. It's amazing.
we need to bottle this and sell this. That's what we need
No,
to do.
no, what I'm starting, you say you saw that spot on your hand, the brown
Yeah.
spot, and you thought it was a heart. I must have a lot of people because I got a lot of brown spots on me now that I never had, especially
Oh, I
like
have
around
a
the
lot
cheeks.
of, but I have two heart-shaped brown spots.
Well, they're not heart shaped, but they're brown spots.
You think I got a lot of brown. They're not hard, but they're definitely brown.
And you get a lot more when you get older, let me tell you.
Wow. But look at this. We have 60s, we have the 70s, and we have the 80s. Great. So we got
Yeah.
a nice balance here.
Yes,
So
we do.
with that,
The
I was
wise
thinking
ones.
exactly. So I was thinking that my grandchildren, I'm looking at them and probably in another 20 years or so I'll be gone, but they know
Where are you
me.
going?
Probably I'm thinking like my parents were gone by the time they were in their
Wait, you said
70s.
you're 60, right?
Yeah,
I'm 22 years older than you.
that's fine, but both of
So in
something.
20 years, you think you're not gonna,
Well, because I don't think it's based on age. I think it's based on when our time is up. I don't think it's based
right.
on because I've seen too many people, like I've seen babies go. So I mean, I may be gone next
All
week. Who
right.
knows?
I mean, we're relatively lucky to be at this age.
At this age. So I'm saying at some point, I'm going to be gone from here. At some point, be it 10, 20, 30, I don't know, years
But are
from
you gonna
now.
let us know where you're going? That's a quest.
I'll be in that great ether where your friend is, everywhere with everything. How about
Well,
that?
her name is Margie. Say hello for
Margie,
me.
I will. I will definitely do that. So I was thinking, looking at them, I'm thinking, pretty soon, at some point, I'm going to be gone, but I will live on through them because they know me. My grandchildren know, Gigi, I know you like this, and I can tell when you this, and so that long after I'm gone, they still will carry me. They will carry me genetically and spiritually. They will carry me because they've experienced me, but they also have these. Um, Timelines and journeys of our ancestors that they carry through them that will journey on. So it's like I've looked at that and thinking like, wow, we truly do live on. Like even in humanity, like we're one big family. We all have different parts of this family, but we get to live on. And so I will continue to live through my grandchildren because they will continue to talk about me. They will continue to hold me in heart. So I'll never really die. I won't physically be here, but I'll always be alive because I'm sure the way they tell these stories about me now is the same way they're going to tell those stories about
Hmm.
me when I'm gone. So the energy of that will never die. So I won't ever die. You
I
know?
agree.
Yeah.
Well, my mom died a couple years ago, next week, and
Mm,
I still I
mm,
oh, I got to tell mom. Oh, I got to show this to mom,
yes.
and then it's just like, oh yeah, I can't. But
Mm,
she knows. I just know it.
yeah.
This little heart on my hand to remind me.
Oh. Do you talk to her, Yana? Do you still like find
Yeah,
yourself?
yeah.
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 I think the only thing for me, I guess with all the transitions I've seen, with all the visitations I've had, I I I I don't see it as an ending. I see it as a different way of being.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my mother is, I feel like my mother is more present with me now than she ever was because, I'm from Jersey and my mother, we live 900 miles away. But after my mother transitioned, I feel like she's here. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know how my mother, that's why I asked Malcolm earlier about when he thought about his friend or a memory he has, does it feel different because she's gone? Like I can think about my mother and it's almost like I can pick up the phone and call her. It doesn't feel like she's gone.
Yeah,
So
well,
for
I
me,
know. Hard to describe.
I still have an older brother
okay.
and who passed away
Wow.
about 3 years. No, he passed
Oh,
away about
okay.
3 years ago.
Okay.
And still to this day, something happens. I say, "Oh, I got to call Shelley,"
See.
and then I realize, that, well, I can't call him anymore.
See,
Yeah.
that's why I feel like that perfect that experience. I think it's because he's still alive. Like you don't, nothing ended with him other than his body that you don't that you think. Oh, let me call him. Even my mother. My mother's been gone since 2010. We're talking 15 years. Every now and then, I'm like, oh, let me call mom. I'm like, oh, to
Yeah,
me, she's still alive. Like I don't
right.
see her as
But now
ended.
the question is, when you pass and everybody that knew your mother passed, is she still in the same place?
I feel that who I knew, because I feel like who I know my mother as is part of her mother and her mother's mother, and so on.
Mm.
So who I see as my mother goes generations back.
Mm.
So will
Mm-hmm.
she really ever end? Like
No,
I've speaking to your point about tracing your roots. I've traced my roots back that we're indigenous to South Carolina, like because I had the opportunity to visit Africa, and I would go to these places in the world, and sometimes I feel connection, and sometimes I don't. So I stay with the energy of what I feel. And I had the opportunity to be in Africa for 30 days. And I'm telling you, it was like I felt more at home in like say Costa Rica or Jordan than I did in Africa. And even the way African people engaged me, they saw me as a foreigner. And for a long time, I thought, okay, well, people say, well, mixing with the plantation and all of that. So you got kind of some European features, and that's why you don't look authentic African. But something in me was just, no, don't lean so much into this. And since that trip taking in 2009, I've been researching and we've traced it back to 5 generations right in South Carolina. And we've traced it back to my grandmother's name being Rebecca. And there was a Rebecca Mott plantation right in the area. My family stayed in the same plot. And so then I start doing digging. I'm like, well, how would this be possible? Because when I do my DNA trace, it traces me back to Africa. But then I'm doing some other readings and finding that not only were African people brought here from Africa, indigenous people were taken from this land and taken to Africa. So it's very likely that you'll find my DNA in Africa because people were taken there as well. But what I'm finding is I can trace my roots back to this land 5 to 6 generations. Like my mother's name was Rebecca, and we can trace her back there. So, and not through
Wow.
slavery though, but not through slavery. So that speaks true to me.
But
That rings true
how
to
would
me.
people contact you or in our audience if they wanted to?
You can contact me through my email, which is abthomasbrown@gmail. I don't have a website. I'm just not techie that way. Um, I'm on Facebook under A. Marie B. Thomas Brown. I have a Facebook group, Poetically Speaking, Many Voices, One Breath, and a Yes to Breath through Instagram. So I'm on social media.
Yeah, and you're on LinkedIn too.
LinkedIn,
Or
yes. I
okay.
don't, yeah, yeah.
but you
Yeah,
don't go there much.
do you ever do like
A
uh
podcast or
no, I'm thinking of when you do
oh,
the
oh,
individual people
yes,
working with individual people because you're almost like a therapist in a
yes.
way. I mean,
In
even
a
though
sense.
you don't have your
No, like a coach.
credentials and that's not what you want, but
Yeah.
you more or less understand people and where they're at. So
Yes.
this is all parts of life. It's not only greeting them, greeting the person when they're giving birth to a new life or when they're ending this old life, but you
Exactly.
can guide them in the in-between stages, which is probably
Yes.
the most important part.
It is. It is. I think what's beautiful is that when someone is transitioning out, that I'm able to still talk to the people that are still remaining after that person is going. A lot of times when I sit with people, they're already in the state where they're not communicating. They're in that in between state where they're kind of going through a life review. They're seeing family members or whoever, people that are familiar to them that have passed on. They're in that state, so they're not very communicative, right? So they're not in this dimension. So I get to talk to the loved ones that are sitting there about, hey, we are going to pass this way. It's possible that maybe they're looking their life over. So I do get to have that conversation with their loved ones. And at the same time, when women are giving birth, that I'm able to bridge that, this life coming in. And is it possible maybe that they're it's coming from someplace like this isn't really the beginning, right? So then maybe that won't be the end when we leave. So I think that it's a good opportunity. I have that opportunity to do that at both ends of the spectrum, and then to have both of those conversations with people like us that are just kind of here in the in between, right? So it is. I like to say I'm a companion. I like that word because wherever a person is, I feel like I can fit into that space and
You're a
be present
trail
to
girl
it.
for us.
Yeah,
I'll take
but
that from.
I believe we've had our 20 minutes up.
Oh, is it up? I love talking to
It's
you
you
guys.
you you definitely have to come back.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, I love us. I love
yeah.
us. I love this. Yes, because we
Yeah,
can go.
it's sort of I get the feeling before we go. I wish you were here because I'd stand up and hug you
Yes, I would
Uh,
want that. Yes,
because there's a certain energy that's coming out and a certain love that's coming out of you.
I love you
yeah,
guys.
and it's so necessary. When we missed being able to connect last month, I was really glad we could reconnect again this month, and we'll have to have you back because
Please.
if we ever needed a companion and trail guide through everything right now going
Oh
on,
yeah.
you're the one.
Well, I think we're the ones because Malcolm at 83, you at
Wait,
70, and me at
82.
6, 82. Don't give you another year. Okay,
Well, you can give
82.
me another year.
Okay, you don't look 80 anything, so let's be
But
clear.
I'll tell you, I have a friend of mine who's an actress,
Yeah.
right? She just celebrated her 96th birthday.
Wow.
And this year, she's starring in two films. There's a film called Thelma that was out last year, and she
Okay.
just opened up in a film called Eleanor the Great,
Okay. At
uh,
96.
96. And to boot, she now in a 3-month gig on Broadway as starring in a show.
What's her
Well,
name again?
yeah, what's her
I'm trying to think of the name of the show and I'm forgetting now.
Eleanor?
But
Her name.
no, Eleanor's a movie, Eleanor the
It's a
Great.
movie. Eleanor the Great. Okay.
Okay.
Well, she did it when she was 95.
She did the movie
But
at 95.
she was 96. Well, she's been working. Uh, she's recently discovered as a star, but she's been working since 1958.
Wow.
She was in Gypsy
Gypsy
Okay.
Rose.
with
Yeah.
Ethel Merman.
Okay.
She was one of the strippers.
Okay. Okay.
But she was a dancer. She's been working all along since 58 in shows, mainly on Broadway. And then in 90, she came to Hollywood and she was doing various roles. And then
Wow.
she was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in a
Wow.
picture named Nebraska.
You interviewed her, and that's also on
Yeah,
malcolmpresents.com. So we got,
you look under malcolmpresents.com.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
gonna have to see that. Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
go to Up Close and Personal.
Up close
And
and
her name is
personal.
June
Okay.
Squibb. But anyway, 96,
Okay.
happy birthday, June.
Happy birthday, June, indeed.
Anyway,
A
All
life
right.
well lived.
So thank you, Amory. It's been a joy talking with you. And we could
Same
talk
here.
no
We
much.
could.
So everyone, remember to like, share, and follow us at malcolmpresents.com and at Celebrating Everyday People on Facebook. And you can leave us a message at malcolmpresents@gmail.com if you have questions or comments. So goodbye from Malcolm and me on Celebrating Everyday People.
bye.
Bye.